So welcome to today's episode. Today I want to talk to you about getting advice, and more specifically, should you take advice from the majority of people? You can probably guess my answer. My answer is no, you shouldn't, and I want to make the case for why and also give you a filter, prerequisites for who you should take advice from on any different topic, whatever your goals are. So the example I always like to give is, let's say you and a friend, you wanted to climb Mount Everest, and you got really serious about this goal, and you said you're going to give yourself 1 year to get your body physically ready. You're going to learn all about climbing mountains and surviving and what happens if something goes wrong, but you get really serious about this goal. So you start doing your research and you find out there's a lot of people out there who have scaled mountains before, a lot of climbers, and there's a lot of advice. But who specifically would you want to get advice from? Would you get advice from someone who had climbed a mountain but not Mount Everest? Probably not. Yes, they might have some useful general advice, but it's going to be pretty incomplete when it comes to climbing specifically Mount Everest. Now, you certainly wouldn't get advice from someone who had never climbed any mountain in their life. That would be stupid. That would be insane. Yet people do that every single day. People receive advice on matters that are important to them from others who have no track record, no experience, and really no clue what they're talking about. And the trouble is, often these people dispensing advice, they do it in such a way where they have confidence in what they're saying, so they can sound really believable. They can sound almost credible, and so it can be really easy to give value to their opinion, to their advice, but in actual fact, you shouldn't. Here's what you got to remember. Most free advice is worth exactly that, nothing. And often it can be worth less than nothing because it can be bad advice and you can waste a lot of time and energy going in the wrong direction. I'm going to go and find someone who's really qualified to be giving me advice. So I want to make sure they have the results that I aspire to achieve. I want to make sure that their knowledge is relevant. That's another thing. Sometimes there are people who 10 years ago, they might have achieved a certain level of success in their industry, but they haven't done much since. So their knowledge, although it has some value, it's not really up to date. And there's plenty of fields that change really fast. And if you don't learn from someone who's doing really well in the here and now, then you're getting outdated information. Now, a lot of the advice that you're going to get face to face, that's one level, but the advice that you get anonymously, for example, if someone comments on one of your videos, that advice, as far as the rankings go in advice, that's the lowest value advice you can possibly get. I had someone comment on one of my YouTube videos the other day telling me how bad of a job I was doing, and I kind of laugh it off now, but I went and checked this guy's channel. This guy had one video and it was a terrible video. But that's one of the dangers when people can dispense advice anonymously. They're gonna just go and give their opinion on things that they really don't know anything about. So don't put any value, especially on that kind of advice. The final thing I wanna leave you with is, I did a video in the past where I talked about how the best investment you will ever make is always in yourself, namely getting advice. Quality advice from people who've got the results that you aspire to. And I talked about how I'd spent a lot of money, somewhere around $500,000 on that advice. The truth is, it's actually a lot more. Okay, I say about $500,000, but if I added up everything that I've spent on consulting and getting advice on business and different things, it's a lot more. But the reason why I paid so much is because the universe of people who've gone to where I want to go, at least in that field, it's quite limited. It's not something that you can just go and get anywhere. It's the kind of thing that you have to get from people who've gone there, they've got the experience, they've got the results, they've reached that level of success. So the point I'm making here is, in any field that's important to you, when it comes to getting advice, it is always best to pay for the advice from qualified individuals, people who, again, have the experience, have the track record, and their experience and track record, it is relevant. It works now. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.